Hello, hello. It is Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and so you know what that means. It is time for Friday Night Live. So each Friday night I come to you to share a card or sometimes something else, but definitely share a card with you, and tonight is no exception. I have this cute little card that would be a great St. Patrick's Day card or just something to brighten someone's day. It is made with the Rainbow of Happiness bundle that is stamp set and dies. It had also come with some nice paper that one of the pieces in the designer series paper in the Celebration catalog contained a bunch of little rainbows, and the die that's in this die set worked perfectly with that. But we're not using that tonight. You can't get the paper any longer, so if you got it during Celebration, good for you. You can still use it, but I am going to be just creating this card using the stamps and the dies from the bundle. So as you're popping on, we're giving just a little bit of, maybe a minute for people to pop on and say hello. I see that Diane and Sheila are watching. Hello. After this, I'm going to shoot a video for next week. I am going to be on vacation next week. And unlike my camping vacations where I can shoot a video, I'm going to be in Florida visiting Mickey. So I will not be able to shoot a video. But then I also have to prepare, or finish preparing, I should say, for my team meeting tomorrow. Sheila is a member of my team, and as are a few others that generally watch my Friday Night Lives. And so I'm looking forward to getting together with them virtually tomorrow. So this card is really pretty straightforward and easy to make. It uses 4 colors. So it uses Melon Mambo, and although you can use Daffodil Delight, I happen to use Mango Melody. And you know what? I probably would rather have Daffodil Delight. I'm going to change it up and put Daffodil Delight tonight. And then it uses Granny Apple Green and Bermuda Bay. So those are the 4 main colors. And I will be using black for the greeting. How is everybody tonight? I hope you've had a good week. There's probably just a little bit of snow coming for us here in the southern Maine area tomorrow, between tonight and tomorrow. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for just a day to stamp. I'm also getting some furniture delivery tomorrow, so that has been back ordered for a couple months, which I know is not long in the grand scheme of things. But so anyway, we're going to start with this card. So I have a base of, and you can see I've got ink and I've got, scratches. I got a lot of stuff going on my hands, so sorry about that, but don't let it distract you. I've got a basic white, or thick basic white card base, and then I've got a basic white layer that is 4 by 5 1/4. All the measurements are going to be on my blog as soon as this is over. The video replay will always be on at Facebook, but it's also, I'm trying to see comments. I don't know why my thing's not working very well, but it will also be on Facebook, but it's going to be up on YouTube and on my blog as well with the directions. So we will need to get out our stamps, and you can stamp this one of 2 ways. You can go work outside in or inside out. It doesn't really matter. I think, I don't know which way I want to do it. I guess I'm going to try outside in. I tried that yesterday for my sample, and it wasn't quite as helpful, but that's probably because I had 2 stamps mounted at once. So because some of these long skinny ones, sometimes if I put this on here, I might stretch it out or do something. What I like to do is flip it over and then it kind of falls naturally itself, and then I pick it up. And so now it's really in line. The benefit to starting with the outside first is that I can see how close I'm going to come to the top. Let's go ahead. Hi, Deb is joining me too, and Deb is another one of my team members who I hope to see tomorrow online on my team Zoom. Pretty soon we'll be getting back together in person, but I do like to have some team Zooms just because I have team members that aren't close by. So here's my Melon Mambo piece. Look at that. Such a pretty pink. A pretty cheerful pink. And I'm going to clean as I go a little bit here. Just because I want to reuse some of the larger stamp blocks. So in this, you'll have 4 different strips. Just have to keep alternating them. So they go, you know, big, second biggest, third biggest, smallest. You've got some other ones in here as well. One that has some words with it and some that just have some lines if you want to get a little fancier. I don't. I just want to do a regular rainbow because I'm going to be covering up part of it. So now this is the tricky part because I am shooting with a camera right up above. So it's hard for me to get right over my stamp set, and I see that my cat, his presence has been made known on my ink pads with hair. So I'm trying to work around my camera as much as possible to get, you know, a nice position here. It really is much easier when you can get right over the top and see what you're doing. But that's not too bad. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect. If you wanted things to be totally perfect, what you could do is use a stamp positioner like the Stamparatus. I'm going to get 2 of these ready at once, just because I can. So we've now done that one. We need the green next. So Granny Apple Green. Just such a nice, cheerful green. I love this green. That one's probably going to be off a little bit. Oh, nope, it's actually pretty perfectly lined up with that next one. That's good. In this stamp set, you'll also find some raindrops and some little hearts and some little, I don't know, some other just things you can decorate with. A heavy rain, it looks like, and all sorts of things. And then we just need our Bermuda Bay. Anne's on, Patty, Elaine's here. Nice to have everybody. All right, so my last color, ooh, I hope I don't ruin this. I got some ink on my block. Whew. I didn't get the ink that's over here onto here. That's good. I just would have started over because paper does have 2 sides after all. So a couple other people I'm sure are watching that just aren't, they always seem to watch, not on Facebook, however. That would be my sister Tony, and maybe Susan is on here. So welcome to those of you who I don't see on here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get out our Stampin' Cut and Emboss, and we're going to cut a few elements. So I need a long piece of basic white, and that's going to be for this die right here, which cuts this cool rainbow border. You can see it right here on my card, just very, very subtle. And then I need some clouds, and I actually have one left over from cutting out some yesterday. So I'm going to cut out a couple more. So here's just this is a punch that I punched, but I don't need it anymore, so I'm going to use that. And then I need, can you see what I've done here? So this gold that's in this pot, that's actually a couple of clouds, just die cut from some gold foil. So let's go ahead. Oh, and one other thing that I need. Let's see if I can find, yeah, here we go. I need a piece of black, just a black scrap, and I'm going to take a circle from my layering circles. This is, I think, a 1.5 inch circle, and I'm going to cut that out. So I should be able to get all of these pieces at once. If I wanted, if I hadn't already had this one, I would have to run it through again to get enough clouds. But I thought ahead. I didn't really think ahead. I had it die cut already. I had some spares in my stamp case already. So let's go ahead and bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. 1, 2, and one of the number 3 plates on here. I'm going to position this, and I'm going to try to get this pretty straight. So let's go ahead and get some washi tape, which I have it right here. Honestly, I do. There it is. I'm gonna just take a little bit of this and try to get this bottom piece pretty even here. Like that. I get my black circle. That can shift okay. You know what? This one is not straight after all. I'm trying to straighten it so that I have less work to do at the end. Meaning I don't have to trim this off. Okay. I think that's good. Got my other clouds going right here. I guess I could have put the clouds on here as well. You know what? I'm going to do that because that way I can save that postage stamp rectangle for a greeting for something else. All right. Let's see what we have here. Here's our clouds. And this one's going to yield all sorts of stuff. All these little pieces right here, but I don't need those. Put my dies in my little metal container so I don't lose those. Very carefully remove the washi tape from this. So see, you have this nice little border right here. Put my little gold pieces around. Okay. Let's clean this up a little bit. I can actually get rid of that later. All right, so let's go ahead and bring in my piece right here. So I want to attach some clouds, and this is where you can take the time to figure out how you want to do them. You know, maybe you want to do this kind of like I had on my sample. I was thinking, you know, maybe I want to put this cloud up a little higher. I don't know. I know this is going to go across the bottom, and I can trim that off later, but you can see how you want to trim it right. You know, you can kind of just pretend you're laying things on as you would want them. Now to make my pot of gold, I just used this circle and I snipped off part of that arc. And then I come to the opposite side and just trim a little bit off the bottom. So I've got a pot just like that. It's pretty cool, huh? I was thinking, how am I going to make a pot? I don't have a pot. I mean, we do have a die that goes with one of our potted plants set that you could use, but I don't have that. I am not a plant person at all. my interactions with plants consist of me killing them. Not on purpose. They just, you know, I just don't pay attention enough. Are any of you green thumbs? Or any of you black thumbs just like me? All right, we're gonna figure out where we're gonna put the gold. So you can just sort of arrange this a little bit however you want. So you've got the gold peeking out there. Let's see, we're gonna put some gems on there a little bit afterwards, but this is pretty good right now. So I wanna add some dimension in here. So this back cloud, I'm going to just put on with some regular liquid glue. And then this front cloud piece, I'm going to use a dimensional for. You can use whatever size dimensional you want. You can trim down a bigger one if it's too big. I'm going to go ahead and use this little one. Maybe I'll use 2 little ones. It's hard picking up these little itty bitty guys. So the reason why I'm kind of using 2 is it balances that cloud out a little bit better. So there I have that. I think I want to put this one up on a dimensional or 2. So again, if you don't have the mini dimensionals, you can just take one of our regular dimensionals and cut it in half, or use the pieces around the edge. All right, let's see, where do I want this one? I think over here maybe. All right, I want to pop this up so that I can put the gold behind it. I'm going to go ahead and get out my bigger dimensionals, that way I don't have to put so many on. I do need to leave a little bit of room at the top because I need to tuck those gold pieces in. Oh, another cat here. Oh my goodness, that cat. I can't forget about him. By the way, my team member Sheila has a new kitty named Sam, who I hope to meet. You know what? This needs to be trimmed a little bit more. I need my pot mouth a little bit bigger. So here's the pot. And now to put the gold pieces in, we can just use our regular liquid glue on that. Just want to look like it's, you know, the gold is mounded over the top. At first I wanted to cut the pot out of gold foil. And then I thought, oh, wait a minute, it's not a pot, it's not a gold pot, it's a pot of gold that I'm trying to go for. So I figured it out. I'll put a little bit of glue along this bottom here. I could trim it to 4 inches first, but I'm just lining that right up with the bottom. And that looks pretty good. Can flip it over to trim these areas of excess. That didn't work out so good. There we go, that's better. Before I get going too much further, I probably should stamp the greeting. So that greeting, "You Make Me Happy," does come in this particular stamp set as well. And I could stamp some of the other things on the inside. This says, "You make the world a better, or this world a better place." A little something to brighten your day. I'll probably use that. Inside, maybe one of these arches. Now let's go ahead and get out that greeting. And again, it's a long and skinny one, so I'm going to flip it this way and then mount it on my block by picking it up. And we're going to stamp this in Tuxedo Memento Black. My favorite black. It's a real black. It's not a blue black, it's black black. All right. You make me happy. There we go. All Now all we need to do is add this to the front of the card and maybe make a few more embellishments. So we have a choice now. I mean, there's some dimension on here. There's not a ton of dimension on here. So we could pop up this layer, which I think is what I'm gonna do. And I have some of these leftover pieces, you know, just the edges that I'm gonna use for that. Let's go ahead and just, I'll put them on the edges here. But the reason why I didn't want to put it in the middle here is because that's where my pot of gold is. It's sort of in the middle, sort of. So I don't want to have all the thicknesses lined up in the same exact spot. So there we go. Now to finish off the front of this card, all I'm going to do is take some of these silver and clear epoxy essentials, and the clear ones are hard to see obviously because they're clear, but these silver ones show up a little bit better. There are raindrop shaped ones, so that's what I'm going to use. Let's take your pick tool, and we just kind of swipe these off and figure out where I'm going to put my raindrops. Whoops, that's crooked. Raindrops are pretty easy to straighten. And let's see, let's take one, make it coming out of the cloud. I guess I could put it over the rainbow. Definitely show up a little bit. All right, this guy's not cooperating. There we go. And let's see, let's one more, right? Because we don't want to do even odd now. And I'm actually going to put one right up here, right up near the top. And he's going to need a little nudge. Not that much of a nudge, a little nudge. There we go. So there's the front of my card. Oh, wait, missing one other piece, missing the little bow. So let's go ahead and grab the essentials pack of the baker's twine. I think you need about like 5 inches, something like that. I usually just start tying a bow and then I cut it. That way there's very little waste. There's only waste on one side and not two. Got a little twisted. I'm going to start over. Okay, there we go. We'll just pull the ends so they're kind of even. I think I need a little bit smaller. That's going to be good. Anybody got any particular stamping needs that they need to fulfill this weekend? As in, maybe you have a special card that you need to make. So I just rolled this up a little bit so that it's a smaller area, because it's a pretty small area here behind the twine. And I just attach that. So there we go. We have that. Of course, we have to decorate the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and get out this arc again. And I think that goes nicely with my little sentiment that I'm putting in here. I think that's the right size. Yeah, that's good. Let's go ahead and what color should we use? Oh, you know what? I don't want this one. I'm going to use one of those other ones that's in here. I'm going to use the ones with the lines. Why not? Why not? You know what colors I like together? I like these colors together. Let's go ahead and do that. Hope it's straight. I can't really tell because of my angle. It's not quite straight. It's okay. It's okay. Convincing myself of that. I'm going to take my little sentiment here, and I'm going to take my Bermuda Bay. We'll just put that right in there. A little something to brighten your day. We should get out an envelope because we don't want our envelopes to be naked. You can put something on those as well. Might as well just use what I just did, and we'll use my Melon Mambo. Now, one of the things I was thinking the other day is like, you could probably make like an oval where I'd probably use a bigger one. You could make an oval by stamping it once this way and then another time this way. And that way, you know, your address could go in there. But I'm just going to stamp it up here in this corner. I never stamp things up in that corner, but I did this time. So quick and easy. We've got a cute little cheery card. The colors in this, just the white with just the pops of color really make, you know, this, oh man, look what I just did. I have to get out my sand eraser, I guess, which is somewhere. If you make a little smudge, you can usually get it up with a little sand eraser. This is not something that Stampin' Up carries. You can get them at art supply stores. Probably get it right at Walmart too. All right, I'm not gonna take the time to make sure it's all off of here, but it's pretty much off right now. So there we go. I'm not gonna touch this card until the ink on my hands dry. Much better. I just want to remind you that I do have something coming up. I posted earlier this week, I think, about some watercoloring that I had done, and I created this card from that piece that I watercolored. This is my very first watercoloring of a scene. My very, very first. I really did not know what I was doing. So let me tell you, when I can say, like, it's easy. It's not that hard, and I'm excited to make more of these things. So I have a class coming up. It's actually kind of a retreat. It's a master class called Rethink the Reinkers. So we're going to be using reinkers in lots of different ways. I will show you how to ink pads, but I'm using them in probably 10 other different ways. And one of those ways is creating a watercolor background that reminds you of the On the Horizon Designer Series paper, or New Horizons Designer Series paper. So that's one of the uses that I have coming up. Let's see, I'm going to give you a quick sneak peek. Here's another card that I made using a reinker technique. I've got some more. I'm not showing you those tonight, well, here's another one. I haven't done anything with it yet, but there's another one. So let me turn you around so that you can see. Hold on. Let's see, where am I? Here I am. So I hope that you will join me. The cost is $25. It is 9, 10, 11 on April 2nd, and then 2, 3, and 4, and 7 and 8. So that's 8 sessions, and you can stamp in between. There's a nice long break for both lunch and dinner, and I also have door prizes that I will be giving away during each session. So if you would like to participate, you can send me an email at stamperhood@gmail.com, and I will also have the link. I'll be sharing the link probably tomorrow on my site here, but you can just send me a message, and I would love to sign you up. You will need to register by March 27th, just so I can know what's going on, who's settled, to get everything done just right. But this is a virtual stamp class. I will be doing it just like I'm doing here, although I'm not sure if it's going to be through Facebook Live or YouTube Live. But even if you can't make those sessions, or even one particular session or the whole day, you'll be able to watch them afterwards. You'll have all the links to the videos, and you'll have all the links to the written tutorials. So I hope you can join me. It's going to be lots of fun. I have had so much fun playing with some of the different methods. And so I think it's going to be great. So I hope you will join me. And I think that's about it for tonight. I need to go get this uploaded to YouTube so I can get it on my blog. But all the dimensions and the directions for tonight's project are in written form over at stamperhood.com, my blog. And I hope you'll check it out and recreate this card. And remember, if you don't have this, these stamp sets, that's fine. Go create something. You have plenty of stamps. I know you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching me. So go create something and have a great weekend. We'll see you later.